welcome to a new episode of In the Cut Pod. I am your host, the one, the only Jess. I am super nervous about doing this actually because one, it's been a super long time since I've recorded. I feel like for me, normally before I was recording like every week, and like so I was used to it, the equipment setting up. I'm not tech savvy at all, so like doing this is like a thing. And then second, having it visually to be here with you guys visually, it's like weird. Like it's like this weird glare on my glasses when I said that. Oh no, it's actually no, you see it, yeah. Okay. But I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited to talk to you guys. I've been living life, dog. I've been living, and it's like super exciting to come back and to be even in a month. My life in a month is like insane. Um, and I just think that it's time for me to come back to speak to people. I've been getting a lot of inquiries on like when I'm recording again, how I'm gonna go about it, what's the improvements, how the topic's gonna change. Uh, I did a lot of soul searching, a lot of like Jessica development because I just feel like I'm in a place where my show wasn't necessarily depicting me. Like if anyone knows me in like real life personally, I am 10 times funnier, 10 times better communicator, 10 times better person to give advice. So it's like some way, somehow I knew for myself, like I was getting good ratings, getting good feedback, good conversation was starting off of this show. It was just that I didn't feel like it was me. Like, it was like fully me. So I want to say since it's been a while, you know, cheers. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope your resolutions are sitting in. Your resolution, I took a swig because if I took a real shotty, I would have saw it in my face, and I'm trying to work on, you know. Um, I've been reading, I've been traveling, I've been launching businesses, I've been networking, I've been doing the freaking most. I've been losing my voice. The reason why the last couple episodes that I did record, I didn't even put out is because I sound like a whole man. A whole man. So obviously my voice is still a little scratchy, but you guys probably can't tell, but I can. I like a little rasp. It adds a little level of sexy. Like like when I get into my sexy so it's like yeah. Anyway, this episode is brought to you by In the Cut Nutrition. It's one of the businesses that I launched in my hiatus. It's a meal prep catering business. I enjoy cooking. I love cooking. And for those who have not known or who do not know, I'll put it somewhere. I've lost 50 pounds in the past 2 years now, I guess you can say. All on my own, obviously through asking questions, doing research, trying different diets. I'm still vegetarian slash pescatarian when I want to be. And that's been 2 years. And I'm telling y'all right now, eat meat if you want to, just don't eat it as much as you are. That like changed my life drastically. The fact that no meat, I think the first piece of meat that I had in like almost 2 years was Thanksgiving this year, and that was because I hosted and I cooked everything. So I had made turkey. Nobody in my family liked turkey, but I made one, and I made a jerk turkey. And baby, that shit was bomb. So I had to try it because as I was cutting into it, I was like, damn, like this just looks excellent. So I took like the smallest of piece on that, but that don't count because it's like whatever. But other than that, it doesn't matter if you care about animals or not. I personally didn't give it up for those reasons. But this life has changed by not eating meat, and I know a lot of people that I've spoken to have tried not doing it, and everything is just better. You have more energy, digestion, your libido, if you spicy, if you green too. A lot of things have changed, so it's like it makes no sense that if you're gonna eat meat, I'm telling you, just limit it. Especially like red meat. Like if I showed you the things that I know now, you would be like, clutching your whole pearls, clutching your person, and like discuss with your decision making. But anyway, so this episode is brought to you by In the Cut Nutrition. This is also brought to you by In the Cup Blogging. It's a new thing that I am actually launching very soon. Of me traveling, me meeting people in all different walks of life, all different types of people, and just talking to them about where we're at. I travel a lot. In the past 2 years, I've been to like 6 or 7 countries. I've been to more states. So it's been a lot, and it's been like life changing to meet new people, to touch new people in all the platonic ways. Because we in a culture I don't want no parts. But to touch the people, to meet the people, to talk to the people, it's changed me drastically. Um, I don't know if it's back to the meat thing. I stopped eating meat the day I came back from VR last year ago. So, well, not last year ago, last year, last year. So like those things. I think if I take my glasses off, but I don't know that I can't see. I don't know. I hope the glare not bothering anybody how it's bothering me. Because then you can't see my eyes. Maybe I'm too far. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe I'm just too far. Anyway, so in the cut blogging, in the cut traveling, I haven't like coined that one. In the cut nutrition, those are my two babies besides in the cut pod. Um, and yeah, so the biggest thing that I wanted to come back and to start bringing more to the show is like my insight, my my experience, my interactions with like real people, and how the energy exchanges of those interactions leave me, and how it makes me a better person. Not one person do I talk to in my life on a daily does not impact me for a positive in a positive way. Um, I think that's the whole essence of life is interaction. That's why, like, for the people that be like, I like to be alone. You like to be alone, but there's levels. Like, you still want to interact, but obviously you don't want to be mixy in a sense. Um, but interaction has changed my life. Like I stated before, I've been traveling a lot, so I've been meeting. I've been in rooms that like God literally was like, sis, walk that way. Like, bring that ass that way. Bring that ass here. So like that's like a big thing. And the biggest thing I wanted to talk to, I was listening to a podcast the other day. I'm also gonna stop name dropping. Not that I'm like a big person that puts anybody on. It's just that I want my time to be my time. So if I'm here with you, I'm talking to you, I'm vibing with you. I want it to be what I'm saying. But I was listening to this podcast, and they were talking, and somebody said the phrase of "Am I the work?" in the sense of, am I the person being used? Am I the person being shocked? Am I the person being drained? Am I the person giving constantly? So um, that's one thing that I want to talk about now, in the sense of, so for me in my life, I've been blessed with a lot of people around me who look to me, just like I look to people sometimes, but like depend on my counsel or my words or my humor or my energy or my whatever it is. I mean, we all deal with people because it's an exchange that we want to give and take in a healthy way. But the am I the work phrase is more so like, am I being worked? Am I being pushed? Am I being used? And am I being poured into? Um I feel like the last 2 years, I transitioned into not being the work, um, and in the sense of not being the person being used, not being the person being drained, not being the person putting others before myself, not loving someone more than I love myself. A lot of times we do more for people than we would do for ourselves, like for our own shit. We will go and spend our last to either please someone or to have a certain facade or a look image for someone else instead of doing what's best for ourselves. Um, and in the last 2 years, I'm telling you, my life has changed drastically. Like I will never put someone else in totality or something else in totality in front of my well being, my goals, my dreams, my plans, all that stuff. Because all it did was waste my time. Now, those people are better or worse or whatever they are, but it took from me. So it's not even about like other people, but it took from me. So like when you are in situations, when you are talking to people, ask, are you being worked over? Ask yourself. Ask yourself, is this like beneficial? Is this a growing thing? Am I coming up in this situation in any way, shape, or form? It does not have to be financially. It doesn't even have to be like to have insight. But if I, do you feel right in this situation? If you don't feel right in the situation, if you feel like you're losing in this situation, and I'm not talking about every little thing that you come across is definitely not that. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying in the sense of like, what are you getting? Let's just simplify. What are you getting? Are you getting anything? If you're not getting anything, why are you doing it? If it's going on for a long period of time, you can't even blame anybody else for what it's doing to you. That's like another thing that like pours into ownership and accountability for self. You see these memes all the time about how toxic people this, toxic traits this, protecting energy, protecting self, um, pouring into yourself, like your whole game plan should be about you, but let's also talk about how you're allowing all these toxic things to come into your life. So I'm telling you guys, like, read a book about self. Read a book about self, and I guarantee you, you'll at least pull one thing from that, and you'll identify what you do, what you allow to yourself. Stop trying to be a victim. Victimhood is like an epidemic. Like no one even talks about that enough. How a lot of people, including myself, to this day, I mean, I'm more aware of myself, but I'm not perfect, want to be a victim. They take the victim role just to see, like, look what you did to me. Girls, sis, ma'am, we do that, especially in like relationships or like friendships. Oh, look what you did to me. Look how you made me feel. But look what you allowed. Like, men, like, my whole interaction with the male species in any capacity, it's always like, oh, this, my mom's, my dad, my friends, my school, my job, my money, my everything. Sir, bro, king, whatever you want to be called, I'm doing my best to stop using the N-word. But king, all of these people in your life you pointing a finger at the end of the day, basic, you chose these people. You chose these things, you chose these circles. If these things that you chose to involve yourself in are effing you up, you gotta have a talk with yourself. You gotta be home with yourself. You gotta talk, like really get into what are we doing to ourselves. Like, am I working myself to the point of exhaustion and not getting anything from these situations? So like, I guarantee you that if you go walk with that, walk with looking and analyzing everything, friends, family, family's another thing. If there are everybody in their family has like the family that that's their day ones, like they rock with them in every capacity. And then you got those family members that you literally just answer the phone just because of their title, i.e. mom. Sometimes moms obviously are sacred. I don't have my mom, so that mom dynamic is very hard for me to have an honest, unbiased opinion about somebody else's relationship with their mother. But mom, there are some toxic mothers. There are some mothers who, there are some people who hold the title of mom because we have to break it down to people. People are flawed. So the person you call mom, dad, brother, sister, they're a person first, and they are flawed first. We all have flaws. We all have shortcomings. We all have things that make us exceptional, unique, stand outish. So these people that have these titles in your life, mom, dad, sister, best friend, cousin, whatever you call them, man, day one, these people in your life should not be detrimental to you, regardless of title. Titles are sacred. I mean, obviously that's why they are the title. They're always in bold at the top of the page. It sets the tone for how everything else goes about it. These titles, these people in your life are important, but compartmentalize them. Understand that at the end of the day, you are in charge of your life. You are in charge of what your outcome of life is. You cannot let these toxic, damaging things continue to press you because it's not propelling you. All it is, it's compressing you. It's making you small, tight, like all dry. It's you a dried up fruit at that point. You want to be a luxurious, moist, juicy, fruit. So if you are allowing someone to put you in a bag and suck you out, pause. So like if you are allowing that, you gotta cut it out, papa or ma'am, sis, friends. Like we gotta cut that shit out. Um, and you gotta focus on you because the only way you're gonna be successful is if you focus on you. Being by yourself, alone time is essential. Like that's one thing that I learned. Alone time and knowing what to do with your alone time is essential. Not just sitting up, binge watching Netflix, um, binge watching anything, listening to other people, whatever. Take time to love yourself, to focus on your talents, to talk to yourself. I used to think a lot of people think talking to yourself makes you sound crazy. No. The smartest people I know talk to themselves. And to double down on that, they respond back. Get into it. Not only do I talk to myself, I literally be like, no, Jessica, you wildin' because they had you, you know? Don't do it in like crazy capacities. Excuse me. Um, but yes, really evaluate the people you have around you, the circles you're in, the energies you allow access to you at all times, where you're putting your time into, because that will change your life. For everyone that literally DMs me, messages me, and be like, yo, I'm proud of you, like you hustling. I legit wake up, work for someone else for 19 hours of my day. And I spend the last 5 hours of the day focusing on me. And that's not even, I'm not even gassing it in the sense of those 5 hours. I live in Monday through Friday, I have 5 hours without travel time, without being clocked in, not 5 hours to myself. I sleep religiously 3 hours, maybe four if I am at work working on myself while I'm clocked in, which is like, don't fire me, whoever's for my job listening to this. But I legit take 5 hours to just do me Monday through Friday. On the weekends, y'all see me out here hustling. I'm promoting the podcast. I'm promoting the meal prep. I'm away because a lot of times I'm not even home on vacation on weekends. So I'm pouring into myself in every nook, cranny, space in my life. Like in the cut is such a depiction because I take cuts of my life and make them impactful. I be in the cut low, working, grinding, not being seen. I be out, but y'all never see me. um, it is just it's a small nook, cranny, hidden, low, loud, lit place to be in when you're really focusing it on you, or in my case, me. So that's like my whole am I the work thing. I just really want, if anything, you take anything from that because I know I was rambling for a while. Hopefully, I came off clear, and I hope that you take this time to really sit with sit with what you have going on in your life and let that build you, let that shape you in the best way possible. If you're trying to lose weight, holla at me for meal prep. Not just playing. If you're trying to lose weight, focus on yourself. Cut those things out. Find a friend. A friend is like helpful because they check you when you're not checking yourself. Talk to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Talk to more people. All those things. But anyway, yeah, that's that. I hope that helps anybody. Because I literally talk to people. The people that I'm inspired from by work like no other. Like work ethic is like the most is talent to me. So that's a talent. Work ethic is a talent. And I think that that's not discussed enough in the sense of how important it is. No matter if you could sing, if you could rap, if you could play ball, if you could dance, if you can code, if you can do math, if you can do anything, if you could become a kingpin, none of that works unless you have a work ethic tied to the talent. Talent not enough. Talent is not enough. It's not gonna get you far enough. You have to have work ethic. And this goes into my next thing. Remember when you're in school and then you be like, who is your role models? And when you young, you don't know nobody, so you normally put like your mom, your dad, your cousin, your aunt. You know the aunt that's fun, the uncle that's fun. You don't really know nobody to really be like, this is my role model. This is not my role model, or whatever the case may be. So now that I am 26 years old, I've lived a little bit of life, not too much. I've experienced enough people, I've watched enough people. And I think that is so important to have people who you identify with that you don't know. Because when you meet someone that you look up to, 9 times out of 10, they're different. Like, there's a couple people that I've met that I'm like, fiend to meet, fiend to be in a room with, had a conversation with, and they were great, but they also fell short of what I thought. So it's good to have the images in your head and the idea of them, because that idea in a healthy way, like, don't, you know, but in like the idea of them then shapes, or your idea of them then shapes a hustle and a work ethic, at least for me. So obviously I consume like the rest of you guys consume. So inspirations. If you guys have not watched the Kevin Hart "Don't F This Up" um Netflix special, you bugging. Um, Forget about the cheating thing. Men men mess up. People mess up. People are flawed. So before you have the title of father, husband, whatever, people mess up. Don't. I'm not justifying it, but people mess up. Biggest thing I took from that, like, I was watching it with a friend, and he literally was just like, as soon as you stop watching this, you're gonna go to work. The only thing I took from that is work ethic. For anyone who does not know, I am trying to be a hybrid of Oprah, Tyler Perry, Charlamagne the God, and Kevin Hart, because I'm funny. But that's like my I want to be all four of those people in my career and all my endeavors into one me. That's what I want to do. I want to be that. I want to soak in. I want to embody all these different positive aspects, because everybody's flawed, but all of these little things into me. And I identify with Kevin Hart because that's my life. I work out 6 days a week. I don't know how I do it. I clock in like 18 and a half, 19 hours a day, Monday through Friday. I post all day long. I stay in tune with people that are supporting me. I then drive home in silence and call my family members back that can't reach me for a couple of days because I'm horrible with communication in that aspect. I plan trips. I write. I'm currently writing a movie. I'm currently producing a documentary. I'm currently opening a nonprofit. I'm currently still trying to be finer than ever, so I got lose a little bit more weight. I'm still pouring into my friends. All these people that I've mentioned: Oprah, Kevin Hart, Charlamagne the God, and also Drake. But we're gonna talk about that. Um, they all embody those things. Work ethic. Work ethic is a talent. So if you think that you're going to be a rapper, if you think that you're going to be an Instagram model, if you think that you're going to be a Fashion Nova ambassador, because that's what they like to use now, ambassador, if you think that you are going to be an artist, a photographer, a videographer, anything in your life, fam, it ain't going to work if you don't have a work ethic, if you don't have a hustle, if you don't have that nonstop, no matter what. Being tired is not an excuse. Being broke is fuel. If you're broke, you should be gassed up. If you're broke, in any sense of what broke means to you, if you are a bum, because there's a lot of people who are fucking bums. I'm trying so hard, not because I'm passionate about this. And I say this all the time. My best friend hates that word bum, but it's essential. If you are a bum, and there's a lot of bum people in this world, bum mentalities in this world, if you do not have work ethic, you will never achieve anything. I kid you not. The only thing that propels me, I'm not doing anything that's like out of this world. What people be impressed with is my hustle. What people be impressed with is my work ethic. If you don't have that, because in the United States, and I'm going to say this now because now my mind is bigger than just, I can't say the world, because when a lot of us who are from the States think of the world, we think about the United States. So in the United States, everything that anyone's trying to do on this YouTube channel, on on a podcast, or a publication, and entertainment, and any type of creation, curating anything, there's literally 101 million people trying to do the same thing you're doing. It's literally the same. The paths, the goals aren't that different. Like there are exceptional people. I think I'm exceptional, but my path, all the things, my podcast, there's millions of podcasts out here. Like everybody got a podcast. So I'm not, my podcast has to stand out because of me. Everyone that listens to my podcast religiously, the amount of views that I have in now a year, January 13th made a year of me doing my podcast. Now a year of me doing the podcast. The people that rock with me, how I continue to grow, how I continue to get looks and considerations, all that stuff, it's literally because people meet me. That's why I had a problem with how my podcast was before, or that's why I was insecure about it before, because it did not shine me. My most equitable thing in my life is me. The thing that makes these people that I named inspirational is because they're them. They're them for whatever they are, good or bad. They're them, and that combination of people, people. I don't know. That combination of who they are, what makes them, gives them the hustle to seize opportunities and to walk indoors and be impactful. That's like another thing. Excuse me. When I've So since I recorded, I've been to Miami for Art Basel, which was phenomenal. Again, I want to thank Lewis. I actually want to thank Rich Kissy. He's a dope photographer. Amazing. I will most likely be doing an episode with him soon. Brilliant, talented guy. When I met him, first time at Art Basel, at Luis's show, and he told me, he's like, the only thing you're missing production wise to take you to the next level is live mics, body mics. So as y'all can see, before I was holding the mic, since ain't got no mic, it's right up here. So that's like important, um, that I thank him, because to me that also frees up my hands, and I'm very Caribbean Hispanic with the hands. So I thank him for that, because it all it does is just makes it more professional. I watch all these other live podcasts, I watch all these other publications, and they have body mics. So like something as small as that, like to the viewer, to you guys who watch me or listen to me, don't see and probably don't care, but for me it's big. But in Miami, I was upset at how that Miami trip went when I was in Art Basel. I did not capitalize on opportunities there, because I invited an energy to be along with me, and it's a personal energy. It's not anybody I was with, but I invited doubt. I invited insecurity. I invited just no confidence in myself and who I am. So I went out there and I literally hid. Although I still made connections and network and stuff, I hid. So another thing that I feel like I don't hear about, at least, I mean, I'm not gonna say nobody talks about it, but is the importance of equipping yourself with all the tools you need to shine. And that's a something you got to work on in the house. Like sit in the mirror, sit with yourself. That's why alone time is important. So out there, invited to all these different things, all these different parties, all these different meetings, brunches, networking things. And I'm going into these things or not going to these things because I don't feel confident. I don't feel confident in things that don't even matter. Because again, I am my selling point. I can literally walk in someplace with no business cards, no phone, no nothing. and talk to people, and people are gonna rock with me. And it's happened. It doesn't matter how prepared you are in tangible things, a phone, business cards, your outfit, your hair for girls, your nails, all these things I had done. I had business cards. I had my phone fully charged up to take numbers down, had my Instagram looking right, had all these things, my website looking right. And I walked in there and didn't talk with that. I didn't talk with what was the most important thing, me. Very timid, and I feel like I let a lot of things escape me. So if you're doing anything, just be confident. And it's easier said than done. It's an everyday working thing. Just work on yourself because that yourself is your biggest tool. There's nothing else you can offer this world besides yourself and your work ethic. At that point, you're unstoppable. You can literally do anything with those things. You can do anything if you tell fear to hold it down. Leave fear in the house. Leave doubt in the house. Don't even pack that shit in your suitcase if you're going away. Leave that in the crib with the rest of your socks and put them bitches on when you come home if you miss them. So like don't walk with that. As soon as you leave the house, leave your confident self, and I guarantee that that's gonna like change a lot for you. Um, so the other trip that I went, I recently just came back last week or now 2 weeks ago. I went to London for the first time, and it changed my life. I want to tell London that I love you guys. I was able to link up with a friend that I met in Grenada. Actually, my first international trip on my first passport stamp was Grenada, and I met these two girls from London, and they're younger than me, but they're just so dope. And because of that relationship, I ended up going to London. Just I'm telling you, I went on this trip. I went to Grenada alone. I met these two girls my first day. We hung out a lot while we were in Grenada, and then 2 years later, almost 2 years exact later, we're linking up in London now to have conversations. So hey Jade, didn't get to see Thea, but hey Thea, but having those relationships and having that time to like meet with people, to talk with people is like it only makes me better. So being in London, being introduced to culture, then also being invited to the Soho House branch for a friend from a friend of mine. It's like a members only club, kind of like they're all over the world. So they have a branch in London, and I went to the Shoreditch branch or house, and just been was inspired. Had great conversation there with my friend. Came up with so many ideas to take home and to look into to execute, and I also found this new level of I'm 100% that bitch out there. I literally had the opportunity to talk to so many people and for them to love everything I'm doing. I came back and I told one of my friends who's a rapper, if you think that your sound is not popping here, if you think that you're doing anything here that's not popping, then I promise you, take that shit overseas and hustle. Take your hustle overseas because everything that's oversaturated in the United States, so like rapping, modeling, podcasting, YouTubing, everything that you want to do, singing, legit, you take that overseas, and because our sound is not overly saturated. Now, I listen to a lot of like rap and stuff. They're heavily American influenced because America is like the entertainment hub of the world. Like, regardless of whatever country you from, it's inspired by like America in the entertainment aspect. Or like black culture and its evolving involvement in the United States because obviously there's African people, there's black people around the world, but it seems like the hip hop culture bred in the United States, in New York, and the United States literally fuels the world. Um, but take that and go. I kid you not. If you are rapping, you've been rapping for 5 years, you in your mid 20s, 23, 22, 21, and you got a little bit of a buzz out here, take that overseas. Do a little couple of shows, do some showcases, meet some people, network, and I guarantee within a year, if your hustle is proper, dog, if your hustle is proper, you can pop on an international level. Like, So many publications, so many of these like broadcasters like Charlemagne or like Joe Budden, they talk about how your label or the people you associate with don't even want to consider overseas because you're a much bigger brand. You could be a much bigger brand with hustle and obviously talent. You can't just be selling bean pies. I mean, if your bean pies is lit, then do your thing. But you go over there with whatever you got here, and I guarantee you, with the proper hustle, the proper networking, the proper confidence, you gonna pop. Guaranteed. Like without a doubt, you gonna pop. With that being said, London, I'm about to be out there in these streets. I'm about to be a UK half resident. I'm already planning my trip back because I just got so much love and inspiration out there to the point that I know that my podcast specifically, regardless of the movie and the documentary, but my podcast specifically will soar in another country. The fact that I was able to meet a couple of people who recognize my voice in London is insane. Like it's insane because I've never even been there. Besides the two people that I know, I've never been there. So the fact that I'm getting listens out there and I'm being recognized for my voice and that it fuels me to come back and even just be inspired to just get over the fear like of recording and the doubt of myself and just do this shit. A match. Um so yeah, it's important to have inspiration. If you don't have inspiration, that means you're not in the right place. A friend of mine, I keep talking about these friends of mine, but I have a lot of them. But a friend of mine, photographer, very talented, lives in New York City, just kept talking about how he's not inspired. He went to London. He was in London and he got re inspired. If you're not inspired on your day to day, you need a new view of day to day. You need to quit that job responsibly, pay your bills, wait till you find a job, then quit, put the 2 weeks in, don't burn a bridge. But leave that job. If your friends, if you with your friends and y'all ain't talking about money moves, and I'm talking about adults now. If you over 18, you're not in high school anymore because there's literally billionaires or millionaires that are 18. So I can even say 16, but 18. If you ain't with your friends talking about future plans, talking about building a brand together, separate or whatever, or a plan to be successful in your own right, then you need new friends. If you, my dad always told me, if you are the smartest person in the room, you need to be in a new room. Like if you are not being challenged healthy, if you ain't being inspired, if you ain't being pushed, if you ain't being pressed, because sometimes some people need to be pressed about their own dreams. Because it's like, why are you not doing this? Why you sit on goals? Why are you not doing this? I press my friends all the time. If you're sitting on, if I have mad talented people in my life, but you're sitting on talent and you have the personality to soar, but you sitting on talent and you sitting on greatness, I'm pressing you. I just way, if we friends, I'm gonna tell you about yourself because you need to be doing something else. That 9 to 5 ain't even making you happy. It's paying your bills. Do that. I work a lot to afford to travel, to afford to have startup businesses, to afford to do all the things that I can now funnel in to people who can hear me from wherever. You need to go do that. Press your friends. If y'all not in there strategically working, you're not in around anybody that's not inspiring you. You need to be around something else. You need to be consuming something else. You need to be looking at life in a different way. You need to go talk to yourself. You need to go read a book. You need to go meditate. You need to go talk to your pastor. Talk to your best friends. Talk to the friends you don't like. Go talk. I don't know. Go to the gym. You need to find some type of inspiration because it's too much money. It's too much opportunity out here for you to be sitting on gold and not capitalizing on that. That's like my last thing I'm talking about inspiration. Again, a documentary for all the men that took my questionnaire now 2 years ago. Just know it's not going to waste. I reached out to a couple of you guys. I plan on linking up with a couple of you guys. But it's evolved with the conversations that I've had, and I'm so excited. It's gonna take a long time because it's my first publication, if you will, in that sense. But I'm excited about it, whether it gets sold or not. I mean, it's looking like I got some interest, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, Another thing. So I'm black. I'm from Queens. I currently live in Connecticut. I have friends all over that live in all different types of states and countries and all that stuff now. They all black for the most part. Me being from New York and Queens, being from New York, as diverse as New York is, we only see black people, our people, myself, in one way, in one capacity. I kid you not. If you want to be inspired by your own people, travel. If you want to be inspired by your own people, become a big brother, big sister, volunteer. Um, join a group, join join a traveling group, join a pen pal group, join a sponsorship group because you can sponsor somebody. It doesn't even necessarily have to just be money. You can like spiritually sponsor someone. Um, if you if you feel like black people are oppressed, we are. In the whole world, we are subjected to colorism, racism, all that stuff. We as a people, as a skin color, we are attacked in the whole world. We are the underdogs. If that's the mentality you want to have, go. I've learned that us black people, we are the roots. We are the center. We are the base. We are the foundation of this whole world from start to finish, from creation to extinction. We are the juice, the sauce, the spice, the gas, the whatever you need to say. We literally are the drip of the whole world. You need to be exposed to different black people. And I am now talking to black experienced black people that move to another state. Like it's so crazy how I am mesmerized by black people and accents. You know how like us ladies, we used to think like Idris is fine. Not we used to, he's still fine. Idris is fine. Any guy. Now you got all these British actors coming up and they all just, they like they fine. So you if you it's not even just that them being fine. It's something that makes them different. So for the African brothers, when you meet an African man, he got that thick African king accent. You gotta go experience it because I'm telling you, you ain't gonna fool with these little bums over here. We talking about kings and queens in other places. We need to expand our horizons. Um, and I already talked about transforming and preparing yourself. This year specifically, I feel like I have a lot of friends that are in groups of friends that are successful. Y'all need to get together and buy some land. I kid you not, by the end of 2020, I'm gonna own two properties. Might not be by myself, like outright, but it's gonna be my name on properties or commercial properties or houses, however, whatever way you want to spin it. If you get on a mortgage or you buy a house with three people, you rent it out, that's income. Do that again. Do that again. Flip it. Work with that. Buy a company, buy a building, buy a store, invest in it. I know somebody that owns a juice bar, and I think that that's so cool. And she's 26 years old. She's owned it for like 3 years. Buy something. That's like my last and final thing. And on that, you will continue from here on out to get weekly episodes of In the Cup Pod. I am going to have some really, really special people, whether I'm with them or remotely, getting on the show just to talk about what they got going on and how, hopefully these people that have inspired me can inspire you. Um, if you are interested in being on the show, hit me, DM me, text me, email me. You could. I'm super accessible. Give me some time because it's a lot. But yeah, like again, thank you guys. Again, if you need nutrition, you're in the Connecticut, New York area within reason. Hit me up for Cut Nutrition. If you are looking to see how I plan these vacations, how I go on these vacations, how I put myself in networking rooms, networking situations, for free at that, because it's not even a money thing. Because a lot of people think that I spent all these monies to go to all these vacations. It's not. If you need to see how I'm getting down, how I'm traveling, how I'm going around the world, how I'm networking, how I'm shining, how God is out here zapping me up as I walk in and out of these rooms, I got you. Follow my blogging page. I am going to link my YouTube page from here. I'm going to link all the ways you can listen to the podcast just audio wise. I am going to push my meal prep, my menus. Stay tuned for the While You Were Asleep merch, and that's something else I'll tell you about later on. But guys, thank you again, and y'all stay black and moisturized. If you're not black, still moisturize because that's why y'all white people look crazy when you're 45. So moisturize, um, incense, a swig a day keeps the stress away. I'm not talking about heavy drinking, a swig, a taste, keep the stress away. And read a book. Read a book, listen to some new music, listen to some different music, enter different rooms, challenge yourself, do things more by yourself, and better yourself. And I got you. I guarantee that you about to be lit. And again, this is my first episode of 2020. I'm excited. But all right, thank you guys, and I'm out of here.